Okay, so on to business, on to things that we got to take care of. We had the snapshot today on the 29th. It was a very successful snapshot. Not much fanfare. You just pick a block, pick a slot, pick an epic, and bing, it's out. So next week, December 5th, I believe, we're going to have a big data dump. And basically, that's going to be all the things you need to know to be able to effectively use the testnet, as well as the economic parameters. So the rate of return, all of these other things for participation, they will be broadcast. So we've been talking to Donnell and Tim, and we've been working real hard with the content team, and we're trying to get things in a very accessible way and also localize them for different languages like Korean and Japanese. So expect that at the end of next week. I'm pretty excited about it. You guys are excited about it. With our current development velocity, everything should be put together roughly around the 6th, but releasing software on Friday is a bad deal because if we do anything wrong, well, then people don't get a weekend. So what we're going to do is just have the team in standby, do a little bit more polishing, and release it that following Monday. So we should be releasing the incentivized testnet December 9th. So this is totally new software. It's based on Jormungandr version 8. RC1 was just released yesterday, and we'll keep patching and cleaning things up and adding new things to it. But basically, you'll download a new client from the testnet website. You'll restore your wallet just like you did with the balance check, and then happy delegation, happy staking. We'll also have detailed instructions on how to run a stake pool if you want to do that, and what's required for this. And we should have other releases like the Explorer, the stake pool dashboard, and so forth. We'll have a complete list of all of the releases that are coming out on December 5th. The not to be outdone, the Haskell side is doing some good work. We're pretty excited about it. They just replaced the relay nodes, and we'll be able to replace the core nodes as soon as we do the OBFT hard fork. We haven't set a date for that quite yet because we had to build a lot of infrastructure for the exchanges for it. But then we're also having some discussions about integration with the Haskell wallet backend with the Haskell node. We did the Rust client first, and now we have to do the Haskell side. But the major milestone they have is they just released their paper internally on their development experiences and what they learned from using formal methods. The second thing is that we switched to a 2-week release cycle for the Haskell node. So we should have our first major release next week, and every 2 weeks thereafter, probably skipping Christmas, we'll have some form of release, and we're just marching that software towards Shelley readiness. It's also undergoing a security audit. Root 9B is chipping away at it, as they are other repos, and things are moving along pretty well. Weekly releases on the wallet backend, bi-weekly releases on the Haskell node. Jormungandr does about 2 to 3 releases per week, and at some point we're going to do a big documentation surge and clean all this stuff up and replace Cardano docs with something worthwhile. So thank you guys so much for your patience, and we're at the end of the road here. With the release of the incentivized testnet, in many ways that's Shelley, and that's exactly what we expect. It's got peer-to-peer networking. We have Ouroboros Genesis working. We have stake pools. We have delegation. We have GUI that enables these types of things, deployment scripts, all these kinds of things that you come to expect for it. And it's just a great opportunity for people to build up their stake pools, build up their reputation brand, and for us all to have a really frank discussion about economic parameters, user experience, and allow us to make all that fine-tuning as we march towards the release of Shelley on the mainnet. Furthermore, we've decircalized a lot of our infrastructure, and by the end of the year, we'll be completely decircalized on our side. And in January, if we're on schedule for that, we'll decircalize you guys, which means that 100% of the code is now IOHK code, high quality code, formal methods code, security audited code. It's really exciting. It's 2 years of work to get there, and a lot of very detailed thought. And I'm really proud of that team. I'm really proud of all the teams. They've come together. We had to learn how to be a great software company. We're a great research company. In fact, tomorrow I get the Hydra protocol, and I get to hand that to Rob Cohen, and he gets to play around with it for a month or two to build a prototype. And we write wonderful papers all the time. There's a lot of great papers coming. But to be a great engineering company and a great science company, not many people do that. And to keep our principles along the way has been just a humbling experience. There's been a lot of naysayers. A lot of people have criticized us, say we're too slow, we don't know what we're doing, we can't do it, never achieve it. But I've never had any doubts. And a lot of our community have never had any doubts. So thank each and every one of you for your passion, your faith. Thank each and every one of you for just sticking with it throughout all these hard months and these hard years. And really, this is how you build a cryptocurrency. And it's so much fun. We now get to focus on telling the story. I went to Ireland on my way back from Switzerland, and we met with McCann. They're a major marketing firm. They work with Microsoft and Coca-Cola and all these other big brands. And we just got to tell the story of Cardano. And now they're going to start talking to the ambassadors, all the product managers, and we're getting ready for a major brand refresh in 2020 and a huge marketing surge in 2020, because now all these things are coming online. It's about time to tell the world why these things are great and why these things took so long to build and what's so magical about them and why we feel we're the best cryptocurrency in the planet and to go for number one. I'm not satisfied with Cardano being at the back of the pack or us also being an experimental project. We built Cardano to be a world financial operating system, and it's about damn time it gets that kind of usage. So ideally, if what we've done is right, we should have 1 billion users. So let's go find them. Let's go do that. And I'm real excited about it. As for our critics, well, they can just watch us win, and then they can explain to the world why they got it wrong later, like Paul Krugman had to with the internet. So who cares about them? They're also rants. Now, as for you guys, I really do enjoy your questions and comments and concerns. So let's get to it, huh? Hey, Rick, what's up to you? I got to come back on the Cardano effect as well. You guys do such a great job. We have a lot of fun there. By the way, you will be able to restore your Roy wallets in the incentivized testnet Cardano Daedalus node. We are working on that functionality right now. Should be available next week. And how many pounds have I lost? From my all-time high, it was 241 pounds. And that was up from 185. It was amazing how much weight I gained being an entrepreneur. And now I'm down to 212. And my plan